Andrew Vaughn not in the starting lineup tonight, but available to pinch hit. He fouled the ball off his left foot in the opener last night. The finals from earlier today. Oakland beat Boston for the second straight day, 6-5 at the Coliseum. The Astros won in Colorado 4-1. In Mobile, Alabama.
I think I managed to pause this. Yeah, I did. Oh, there we are. All right. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to Game 2 of the White Sox and the Mets from Citi Field in Queens. The Queensboro of New York City. But I got a lot of business coming up tomorrow, which unfortunately means we probably will not be able to bring you we will probably not be able to bring you Game 3 of the series. And we should be back home in time tomorrow night for Backyard Baseball. Though just before I started here, I was thinking that we could get it over with tonight, but I changed my mind. We'll wait because I should be back by the evening, so by then I'll have enough time. And since I'll have a lot of time on Thursday night, because I will probably miss Jeopardy and all that stuff. But yeah, unexpectedly, I found out they added another 2-hour Bubble Guppies marathon onto the Pluto TV schedule. Alright, so here was the mistake I made last week. I forgot about WQAH. And yes, severe weather is ongoing in the Twin Cities area.
Your thunderstorm will be near.
How did we get there, though? We'll talk about that in just a little bit. After I finish this whole thing. Cottage Grove. So that's right near the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. Also, there were two of them for Hennepin and Wright. So there were two of them for Hennepin and Wright. I didn't. Yeah, that's the one. I'll wait for the continuation to finish. Actually, I'm just gonna move it over here, and I'll get both of those issuances on there while I update the compilation a little further. But oh boy, this has been quite an interesting one, and quite an interesting story to tell at that. Now I'm only going to take the Mobile and Pensacola clips right now. Let's see, there was one.
County in North Twin Cities has issued a
That's not the one. This is it.
The following controls Mille Lacs and Northeast has weakened below midnight. Warning has been severe thunderstorm warning. Location right, which is warning.
I mean, it's too late now because it's already been allowed to expire. But man, we got a lot of stuff going on here. So as the game gets started, I'll actually break down the entire story. And yet another severe thunderstorm warning for Pine. And yes, good news, those four are back. Which I believe that means soon we could have these stations back in our weekly test lineup. Oh, they don't serve it. I'm gonna see if I can find one that does. Don't think there's any that do. Like instantly, I mean ones that relay like instantly or have a confirmed timeout, so or the cluster like patterns may have changed. So that's why that's a reason why I set up a special recommended sections on my website. That way we'll have a better idea of like what stations to use for certain alerts. Well, like for example, like some of the stuff that we can't get on any NWR stream. But boy, today was again quite an interesting story. Of course, as I had expected, both of my offices did tests. Yes, the weather was pretty quiet, so at least my office finally got to get it tested on a Wednesday for the first time in 2 weeks. Yeah, that's because the past 2 weeks they had to postpone it because of the threat of severe weather. Because that Wednesday before, it was last Wednesday where we had like a incredible tornado kind of outbreak where we were in a tornado watch. That one was 2 weeks ago. No, that was 2 weeks ago. That I think was 2 weeks. Yeah, it was 2 weeks. I think it was last. Yeah, it was last week. You can see my compilation. It was 2 weeks ago when we last had that. And then this time it was actually this time it was just a lower end. It was a lower end outbreak. But either way, both events led to the test being postponed for 2 weeks on a Wednesday. So that meant that both tests had to be done on a Thursday. And somebody should have moved their test to Thursday. Somebody should have done just that. But I am going to explain the whole story and all. I'll explain how everything went today once I get everything here put together after I get the compilation update, like get any additional extra alerts and stuff. Does this even work? It does work. It does actually work. Alright, let me see if KLOS XMSR. I do not know what that is. But oh boy, today was one of the craziest Wednesdays, like, for bloopers, I suppose, that I think we've been through. And of course, in a moment here, we'll talk about what I call Verizon Mania. Verizon Mania. and I'll talk a little bit more about that for those who missed last night's show in a little bit. That was from last night's game. There's some other reports coming in from yesterday. Both were updated, so I'm glad I got both. I'll have to look at the recording and make sure. And again, this is my last night here for a while. Well, for a little bit of time, because again, I have that. Because then again, we got that big trip coming up, and then it'll be a week back at home. Then it'll be like another few days here, and then back at home, and then we'll be there for a while. So. But we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening plan-wise tomorrow. 1884? Is that the last time it happened, or what? Now this time I've got WQAH going, but I'll talk about the whole story of all the tests a little bit later on. But here's one of the random Tom and Ben clips I decided to save. That was actually right before. That was right before those auto. That was right before those. Right before that one set of auto tests that I'll be talking about in a little bit here. As soon as I move it over. Alright, here we are.
And Wright, Luca, Carver, and St. Croix. Severe thunder. National Weather Service forecast. Hour. Expected hazard. Severe thunderstorm watch. The radio station KEC 95 Central in St. Louis. National Weather Service.
Brought to you by Northwestern Medicine with teams that take on the toughest cases.
The other locations in the Twin Independence, Maple, or Buffalo, moving. The national has been issued until 6:30 for this 9 p.m. Pacific counties. Repeating. Pacific.
Well, I actually just gotten the tail end of it, so I actually ended up getting both. Well, let's see what I...
Moving east at 30 miles an hour. Expected hazards include 60 miles an hour. Hail damage to vehicles is expected.
Not sure what this is doing here. Man, we got severe weather going on in a lot of places tonight. I don't think I'm able to go back and get Thomas. That's AA, MCO, AMCO.
I am Peter Buffalo, manager of Chicago White Sox. Thanks for always supporting your team and keep listening on Chicago's home for sports. ESPN 1000 Hard Rock Casino White Sox Net.
Okay, we are caught up on everything so far. We have the Fort Worth test coming up in about 15 minutes. Well, I'll actually go ahead now and explain the entire story of everything that happened so far. Well, after we left the air last night following our Roblox program. So, last night I actually discovered that I had left an editing error on my Monday test compilation that I did not see until it was too late. So it left a copyright claim on there, and as soon as I saw it, I actually trimmed down the video. It did remove the claim from the studio, but for some reason it didn't remove the song featured from the description of the main video itself. So that's why I had to re-upload it, and now that has been addressed. And there goes QAH.
Another 3-2 and Nimmo gets a high fly out in the deep right. Back on the track is Colas, and he'll make the catch. Nimmo just missed one.
Okay. What was I about to say? Oh yeah, I was about to say that we left off after the WMMO Weekly out of Orlando last night. So, after I had put that in, I saw that GSP, Greenville Spartanburg, was actually starting to issue stuff. They actually did issue about 3 warnings last night. Actually, I think it was like 4. And by the time they were on their second warning, I had already went ahead and ended the video at that point. Yeah, at that point, I had already ended the video. I can't even tell, but whatever. Anyway, so, but that is not all. Because I had also seen that Paducah was actually issuing a lot of flash flood warnings. They were issuing a bunch of flash flood warnings last night. In fact, they were going nonstop, and it even continued into 3 o'clock in the morning, even through the auto test, the WFGS MBS auto test. It even continued through there. Here's where the auto test, here's where the test is. Zoom it in on the thing for identification. Oh, great. A full hour of minute to win it. You know, we won't need this now because, well, we're done with it unless we need it again. Anyway. Okay. Back to the story. So, yeah, they're issuing a bunch of flash flood warnings, and of course, got the QAH auto test. So, yeah, of course, I got the FGS, auto test. I am getting confused tonight. I'm getting absolutely confused tonight. Or today, sorry. Well, anyway then. Now begins the part I call Verizon Mania. So now begins the part I call... So after WFGS, right after, this begins the part which I call Verizon Mania. I call it Verizon Mania because remember how I used to regularly monitor the 4001 up to the 4005 and the 9001. Now, I decided to add on to that using those Verizons I had discovered in that Discord server. Well, it was in one of the Discord servers as I was decluttering my Discord page. So I had actually discovered that there were links for additional Verizons. So I thought, why don't I actually try adding them to the lineup? I actually discovered them on Monday. So you'll remember, I discovered it on Monday, and I said I would actually try them out on Wednesday morning. And so that's what I did. The battery saver notification. I don't know if it's more annoying on 11 than it was on 10 with them. Or they could be disabled by default. I'm not sure.
Supper time?
Okay. Anyway. So, here is how it all played out. During the 1 a.m. hour, a couple of Verizons did go. A couple of them went out of the 30. And then, of course, the 2 a.m. hour was where we saw a majority of them. I mean, look at that. New Jersey, Delaware, Pennsylvania, Maryland, all that stuff. And then New York City went. And then after LG, after that other test. So then it was after that, whatever station that was at 3:15 a.m. that usually runs their auto test. And then those stations in Green Bay and then Lodge and then that station in Rhode Island. I actually decided to use a different receiver because the one that I usually use was offline. But let me tell you the story. When I actually got the test on this receiver, I couldn't believe it myself. The signal was much better than the other one. So, out of the 30 Verizons that were in that massive cluster, there were only 10 left. 10 Verizons remained. 10 Verizons remained after that. Now, continuing with the story. Of course, SPC Albemarle, the KWRE sign-on, the KLOS auto test. But then, when I was going back on the recording on my iPhone, and I came to 5:54 a.m., I was in for a surprise.
This is a test of the emergency alert system.
Yes. That's a WTCM weekly. I did not notice this before. I had accidentally left WTCM in the automations on my iPhone, and I actually got a weekly. Well, since I have been going back on them lately, since I had been constantly going back on them at that time, I can indeed confirm that they are random. So honestly, I was quite surprised when I saw that. And of course, in typical fashion, I sleep through WHAS and WIAL. Here's the story. Brian managed to get it working. However, not me. It is most likely because I am still using the ICE link. Yeah, I'm not going to be watching the Temple and the Temple of the Lost Puppy special. I'm not going to be watching that. Anyway. So, I'm going to have some... I might need to update some links before we get back in business. Yeah, still got a bunch of links to update. And then after that, we should be back in business. But everything else did go as usual. WMOH. And I did go back on everything. And again, as I said, Mobile did not test this morning. I did not see a trace of it on John's vlogger. I gave them half an hour. They didn't do it. But, of course, they did do it, as you saw at the beginning. And then the East Central Michigan Monthly was the only monthly test, surprisingly, to go. And that's what shocks me. Because Southwest Michigan did not do it at all. They did not even flinch one bit at all. And then comes the start of the Eastern Seaboard. Right before 10 a.m., this is what Grand Forks does. This is what Grand Forks does right before 10 a.m. Salt Lake City? Wow. Where is it? Here it is. Alright, there's Salt Lake City.
Pressure 29.93 inches and falling.
Hey, the Fort Worth Alt is working on. Well, Fort Worth also didn't test this morning, because of the threat of severe weather up north in Amarillo. Yeah, let's see if they do it. Let's see if they do it this evening.
105, south at 10, gusting to 22.
And of course, we got Split Second, which will be in a few moments, and then we have Hey Yahoo,
Southeast at 15.
and then a Price is Right at night, and Let's Make It a Prime Time double feature.
South at 13, gusting to 23.
Got all that coming up tonight.
Region, Wichita Falls, mostly sunny, 108. Heat index 107. South at 17.
On Switch.
Gusting to 23. Abilene, sunny, 105. Heat index 101. Southeast at 16. Gusting to 24.
And now for Split Second.
103. Heat index 102. South at 13. Tyler, sunny, 101. Heat index 105. South at 8. Once again at 6.
There's only going to be like a few more weeks left before the end of the season, so.
Safety, striker, shooting guard. Matt.
Because right now this is number 58, and I think, let's see, 59 will be tomorrow. 59 will be tomorrow. 60 on Monday, 61 on Tuesday, 62 on Wednesday, 63 on Thursday. So then it'll be Monday and Tuesday the next 2 weeks, and then that's it.
Central Daylight Time Thursday.
And then that's the end of Split Seconds, first season. Then what are we going to do for the 6:30 hour? Maybe bring back playing Wheel of Fortune. That'd be nice. On the Wii U and Xbox One, respectively. I'd be more than happy to bring those back.
Basin. Now let's check on your local forecast for the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Excessive heat warning in effect until 8 p.m. Thursday. Tonight, most of 35 each afternoon Thursday through Friday. No storm chances will return on Saturday and Sunday. Severe weather is not expected at this time. The ultraviolet index forecast for July 20th is 10 or very high.
Yep, Fort Worth didn't even do it this morning either, so.
Or 12 miles southeast of Buffalo, moving southeast at 40 miles per hour. Expected hazards include 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. This is a radar-indicated threat. This is the National Weather Service Office in Fort Worth. Hail damage to vehicles is expected. Signal was a test of the public warning system for weather radio station KEC55. During potentially dangerous weather situations, specially built receivers can be automatically activated by the signal to warn of the impending hazard. Tests of the signal and receiver's performance are normally conducted by the National Weather Service each Wednesday between 10 a.m. and noon and between 6 and 8 p.m. If there is a threat of severe weather, the test will be postponed to the next available good weather day. Reception of this broadcast, and especially the warning alarm tone, will vary at any given location. This variation, normally more noticeable at greater distances from the transmitter, can occur even though you are using a good quality receiver in good working order. The warning alarm tone will be activated for service watches and warnings for the following counties: Boston, Collin, Dallas, Denton, Ellis, Erath, Hill, Hood, Johnson, Parker, Somerville, Tarrant, and Wise. This concludes the test of weather radio station KEC55.
2LN, Utah.
The current time is 6:36 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from Clyde to Dearborn. 5 miles per hour. Hazard 70 miles per hour with
This could be the other one.
quarter-size hail. Source
We'll
radar.
already check the other ones and see.
Wind gusts up to 69 miles per hour have been observed.
Let's check
Impact
KC56.
hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect considerable tree damage. Wind damage is also likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. Locations impacted include
Let's just jump right over to Palestine. This is most likely going to be the slimmest Fort Worth weekly test schedule that I think we've ever been through. It's just Palestine. It's just Fort Worth and Palestine. Now, I believe I've actually had a pattern like this before. Well, actually, the first time I started getting Fort Worth tests, I've actually been through that time. Tooele in Utah.
Sunny, 99, heat index 101, south at 7. Corsicana, sunny, 104, heat index 105,
Actually, might just
at 9, gusting to 21.
go ahead and send over the videos.
DFW Airport, sunny,
Yeah, it's in that focus, so
105, south at 10.
So I'll just have to check. So I'll have to refer to the photos library for those.
Index 105, south at 12. Houston Intercontinental, mostly
I can just go ahead and
heat index 103.
delete a lot of the other useless ones.
Sunny, 100.
The ones that don't have any use for. So we've been cut down from 4 to 2 during the whole Fort Worth section. Alright, feeling of, yeah, here's the other remote. So I can use the thing. $200 points up for grabs. No changes. No changes so far. This is unfortunately going to be the last Fort Worth test that we'll be able to get, because then after that we're going to go over to I'm going to go over and get the
So we put a story from Chanhassen because John stopped monitoring Chanhassen for whatever reason.
Unscramble this nonsense to get the titles of funny TV shows from the 90s. Unscramble. Etika and Elf. Starfire. Long Lost. Santina. And Madeline.
Alright, well, we have the finale coming up here soon. And I will go back on all this other stuff later, so. You only managed to get 55. So again, I will go back on all this later. Not this part. Certainly does. But I'll. Now we're gonna try, and rather than the VLC, we're gonna try something a little different. So. Now, even though there was a slight risk of severe weather, well, I still have to finish that story, but I'll continue in a little bit here. Let me get. I want these ready in case my dinner goes a lot longer beyond. And then Topeka. Just get these ready in advance. And then KWRE. Okay, we're all set to go. Alright. Where did I put my other one? Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. Here we go. Here we go. Did I miss anything? Nope, couldn't get that one. Cedar, no, we can't get that one. So, we missed nothing else. Okay, it's almost finale time. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Alright, we're going to start Salt Lake. And then once that's done, we're going to play Hey Yahoo! And I decided to take a screenshot of... I always seem to enjoy having Nani as my lock screen while I'm asleep during the overnight hours away from home. Revlock. Okay. I'm gonna do one more refresh. Alright. Okay, we're gonna wait for the first test to go. You can do it. There goes Des Moines.
Okay, it looks like all we got left is a couple.
Box Butte County in the panhandle of Nebraska, southeastern.
Okay. So that is a wrap for the weeklies. I told you fully explain the story, but I'll actually do so during the commercial break. Down. Alright, now here we go. When they asked, what is the best Disney? Alright, let's see. Disney golf course. We have mouse. Mouse for $100. No, it is not. So Kai and Alicia are left. Gonna try the $50. We have a P and now an A. Park. Let's see if it's Park. And it is Park. And they got $50 more. M-O and now a Y. A V, sorry. A V. Disney movie. It's the movie. Yes. I mean, there's so many good Disney movies out there. It's kind of hard to choose. Disney Crowd? No, it is not. So Alicia's the only one left. Gonna try to say CR now a U. Crust? No. So that is it for them. Now we're gonna go to the opposing team and they're gonna get the chance to steal. So they're gonna get a chance to fill in one of the remaining searches up there. $75, we have a C, R, U, and now they're gonna add an I.
What is the best Disney cruise?
It is Cruise. And they got the money. The $10 was golf course. And then the $25 answer was song. I was thinking of all this. Okay, so after the first round, the Vintage Friends is at $250 and the Quan family is at $225. So a 25 difference between both teams so far. Great game. Alright, so now they're going to go on commercial. Oh, what's this promo?
Oh, you mean the experts?
Experts, right, bro. I know the truth.
Oh.
They're dressed up computers. Fluffy.
No, they're people.
Okay, bro. No one's that smart.
No, they're real people.
Sure.
They're really smart human being people, Tom.
Okay, bro.
Oh, it's Tom Cavanaugh, the host of Hey Yahoo. So that little ID promo was Tom Cavanaugh talking with Brooke Burns about wow. Anyway, so 4-0 Mets. Well, I'm gonna look through and make sure that I have everything I need. Alright. Okay, that's everything right now. Okay. Then if I have to go back and add additional things, I will do that. Okay, so let's continue the talk of the story from where we were prior to my dinner. We were talking about how Grand Forks was doing the maintenance test in it, and there was like a really long header. Like the header was like so long. I'm sure all the radios were decoded as an unknown message. You know, that came up by surprise. So, that was definitely something. And then, of course, the usual Eastern Seaboard tests. The very usual Eastern Seaboard. Yep, everything did go as usual. But, so now we come to the end of the Eastern time zone. So now we come to the end of the Eastern time zone where Tallahassee, Wakefield, Peachtree City, Mount Holly, New Jersey, and Northern Indiana all test at that same moment. And then it was at this moment where Northern Indiana tested. But then And then when I came back into the room, Park Brown saying this is an EAC maintenance test. Kept saying that it was a maintenance test, and then just moments later, Northern Indiana tries again. This was their second attempt. It was their second attempt to do it. Yet again they failed. And then this is where, what was this one? This is the Peachtree Weekly. Alright. And then Northern Indiana tests again, and this time they were successful. Alright, we'll continue from there after round 2. Here we go. How can I improve my blank? So there are the 5 answers. Point values are double. $20, we have a V and now an O. Voiceover. Yeah, is that voiceover? No, it is not, unfortunately. I feel pretty confident in that answer, too. We're going to try the $20 again. We're going to add now a C. Vocabulary. Alright, they got the first money amount for that question.
Okay, at the top there's a C and S, and now there is an R. How can I improve my credit score? Is the answer
Credit score. Yeah.
background
Oh, I didn't see Chippewa and Russ come out right at 7. Oh, that's alright. There's an E. Wow.
A question I ask non-stop. I'm gonna move my Hershey bar.
Hershey bar? No. It comes as no surprise because that's not even the answer. Well, anyway, now there's only one person left in the question.
Okay, so for $15, there's
H, E, and now an A.
an A.
Health.
How can I improve my health?
Is it health? Which it is. So that leaves the 50 and the $100 searches on the board. So there's the last two answers. There's an, the 150 has an M and now an E. Meals? Nope. Okay. So that's it. Their turn is over. So now the other team will have a chance to steal one of the last two searches that are left on the board. It's the 100 and the 150. We have the M and the E for the 150, and then there's a P for the $100 search. So it's going to try for the... There's an
How can I improve my
memory for a $150 steal. And they got it. Okay. So let's see what that $100 answer was. Posture. Posture was the $100 answer. Alright, now their turn to play. What shoes go with... And there are the answers. Yeah, perfect. $100 answer, we have a K and now an H.
What shoes go with khaki?
Cappies. Yes. I've never heard of any of these, so
I would like to try
the 150 answer is an L and now an E. No. It's not Levi's. We could guess though.
Can I have one?
I'll try the 150 again. Now we add a G. Leggings. And it is. Gotta go with the 200 right at the top. We have a B and now an E.
What shoes go with bell bottoms?
Bell bottoms. Yes. The $20 and $50 searches answers are left on the board.
Let's try it.
The 20 has an A already filled in and a T and now a U.
What shoes go with a tutu?
Tutu? No, I don't. Oh, probably a big dinner I had. Anyway, now only one member left. And now we have a K.
What shoes go with a tuxedo?
Oh, an X, I mean. Yeah. A tuxedo. Yep. That is the answer. Alright. The $50 answer is the last one.
What shoes go with skater jeans?
Okay, is that the answer? No. Okay. So now let's see if the other team can fill in that last remaining answer. We have an I now.
For $50 is the answer, skinny jeans.
That's what we were looking for. Alright, they got the last answer on that board. And that's it for round 2. 5:45.
What's the occasion? Fancy pants. Oh, that fancy occasion.
Like, after I put water in my lemonade and some water, it just feels very weird. Okay, there we go. So now this thing should be charging. Alright. Let's see if we can get that marine warning from Duluth. I'll see if we can. Would go on Ashland. Yeah. Alright, so. Alright. Well, let me go ahead and continue on with the rest of. So let me move on with the rest of the story. Snow in a pool. Oh. Well, anyway, let me continue with the rest of the story. So then, got the DC monthly test. Of course, starting on WTOP, and I did actually get it on a few additional stations. Yeah, just a few additional stations, but didn't get it on much on any other ones though. But it's all right. So then after that, then that was it. So I was pretty much getting the central time zone set up, and then of course that went through as usual. And we're getting pretty close to the end here. So that of course got the DC monthly, and then and then right after the DC monthly, Albany was really late in running their weekly. They were supposed to run it at 11:12. They ran it at 11:52 a.m. Very unusual, but that's what happened. And then the Central Time Zone went as usual. And of course Chicago. And then came, the game's back. I'll continue. Alright, so now, just like People Puzzlers, so there's 6 topics, 6 popular topics for the next round. That's right, it's going to go the same way as it has been. Except we're only going to get 60 seconds to guess all of the answers in each of the categories. So they're going to split the 6 categories by the 2 teams.
What do we have for dessert?
Yeah. Alright, here we go. Does Waffle House have... That's the first question. First search. Wi-Fi, yep. Pasta, no. Pancakes. Delivery, yep. Activities. When should I take my kids to a baseball game? Dinner? No. Oh, it's not dinner. To a dentist. Therapist. Theater, oh. Where could I buy magnetic letters, yep. Magnetic tags? Nope. Eyeglasses, no. Magnetic tape. Eyelashes. And they got them all with only 3 seconds remaining. They got the entire board with only 3 seconds left. So now they're going to get the next medals, weights and measures, and travel. Those are the 3 remaining subjects. And okay, now you're going to get 60 seconds as well. Now, do you need a passport to go to Puerto Rico, the Bahamas, Cancun, Canada? Oh yeah. How soft is clouds gum? Oh, gold? Oh, gold. No, oh, copper.
Straight soft. Sterling silver.
Weights and measures.
How many ounces are in a pint?
Gallon.
Gallon, pound,
Pound. Body weight.
but in a bottle of wine.
Bottle of water.
No, that was the last chance. They could have cleared the board, but you know what? It wouldn't have mattered. It didn't matter because they won the game. That last one was bottle of wine. Yep, that was the last one. Well, that was quite an easy answer for me to guess. Alright, so they're going to play for 10,000 more onto their score. We had a $10,000 winner yesterday. Was it yesterday? It was. Yeah. And we're going to see if they win the $10,000. We did have one on Monday as well, so it was also quite impressive. Alright. Now, let's continue with the story. So, now we come to the Omaha Weekly Test. Now we come to the Omaha Weekly, where it would normally happen. It still did happen. However, there was flash flooding going on in Memphis and Nashville, both of which did postpone. But also, when I woke up this morning, I think I forgot to mention this at the start, but there were 2 flash flood emergencies issued within an hour of each other, and both were for Paducah and Mayfield. That was definitely something. So yeah, Paducah is going to try and test tomorrow. Hopefully Marion gets back on by then. Pretty much an hour with that. I mean, we could maybe not want to be without Marion or Paducah and all that would not be good. But anyway, then we come to the South Carolina monthly test. I had every station going, every single station playing, and guess what? I did not hear anything out of it. But here's what actually happened. Apparently, the originator sent it as an Amber Alert. They sent it as an Amber Alert rather than the monthly test. They sent the South Carolina monthly as an Amber Alert. You know, sometimes originators make mistakes. Remember a few months ago where the New Mexico originator sent it as a 911 phone outage? Oh my goodness, that was quite a mistake. I didn't know about it until I looked through the Discord log. And, well, let's hear the score first. I hear it's Mets 5, White Sox nothing right now. Alright, let's continue. K2 didn't even go at all. So instead they just did some random talk and they just did a bunch of random talk. Well, they had like a phone caller and they had like a caller on the phone on the air. And after that they didn't even bother talking about the My Tunes at noon before getting to the weather. We gotta do this test. This is all that stuff. Mountain Time Zone did go as intended. However, that's when a tornado watch did come out, and I actually did get every station though. And of course, I did get everything, including Flagstaff. Of course, Chanhassen still tested, even though there was severe weather. And of course, I love to slow down the GPA pre-roll. And then at the end here, it gets really loud at the end. And then unexpectedly enough, Sacramento actually tests, and they actually did live voice. I'm not kidding, they did live voice. Okay, here we go. That's what happened with South Carolina by accident. All right, how do you audition for The Voice? Not to the life. How many calories are in 2? WCJW Warsaw. When is a good time to buy a dishwasher? Yep. Is there a Rosetta Stone for Japanese? And news. What is the term limit for a state general? State governor. Oh, what company has the most? And that is time. Okay, so let's see what was left. In finance, it was employees. For life, are into scrambled eggs. Okay. Well, they didn't get the money. They didn't get the bonus, but they leaked with over $2,000. What a great game. Okay, and now The Price is Right. Now to The Price is Right on CBS. So, yep. So now they're gonna get one more chance to guess to pick the two prices that match. They're matching prices. The two have to total that price. Yeah, way over. Lawnmower and the moped. That's what would have gotten them the cash. That was what would have won it. Yeah. Yes, The Price is Right at prime time. That is awesome. Anyway, moving on with the story. So, it was earlier on, like, car for a TV remote. What was, I was just thinking of that one prize from Classic Concentration. I couldn't remember what it was, but that's alright. In the deep end. Oh, that's cool. But anyway, let's roll forward. So I thought Sacramento was actually going to be off the air for the entire duration. And then when I saw it come up on John's Logger, I had to go see what it was. And of course they did test, but they actually did live voice. They did live voice. And by the way, Shreveport actually tested a second time just minutes after their first attempt, and it was actually right before Sioux Falls, because Antonio was asking how late Sioux Falls was going to be, and then they made a statement on Twitter saying, hey, even though there's going to be a risk of severe weather today, we're still going to run our test to make sure everybody's radios are working for what's to come. Well, of course that's what they did. Hey, there's the Jeopardy Pluto TV promo. There's the Pluto TV promo for Jeopardy. And of course, I got the Flagstaff test at the end. And then I got the Georgia monthly test, the Las Vegas weekly. And then near the end of the hour, they did it again. And then at the end of the hour, they did it again. CBS News collaborating with the Weather Channel. I've never heard of a time when CBS News and the Weather Channel both collaborated on the same newscast. Interesting. Anyway, moving forward. So, of course, Sacramento tested again near the end of the hour. Same with the Jackson, Oregon iPods test. Then there was this severe thunderstorm warning. Well, Raleigh was, there was severe weather going on in the Raleigh area. And then I only got Seattle's weekly. I had Chilliwack going as well. But here's what happened. There was a long pause after Chilliwack finished their forecast. After it finished its forecast, it just went silent for like a minute, or I think it went silent for like 2 minutes. And then it just continued from where it left off. So it was considered a fail at that point. But of course, you got more severe weather warnings along with that. And that's for tomorrow's, they're just showing about tomorrow's marginal risk for severe weather here in Chicago. But that's what it is. But so anyway, oh yeah, and WITO went at 1:15. Of course, we went right at 1:15 as I was getting LA's test. WCHL ran theirs at 2:18, and I was getting more. And then, of course, as I was saying earlier, I got the wait a minute. Where is that one? Oh yeah, KMC. That was that one music sample that they did before their auto. Maybe your office has a slight, same story with mine. And then when I got some warnings on KDAL, I was thinking, oh my god, I thought those were offline. I thought they were never going to come back, but yet they did. So they could actually finally return to our lineup. So those stations could finally return to our lineup on a Monday morning. That could finally return. I mean, I know we take a slight pause at YPR for that classical news station, and I think we should do the same with NRP. But wow, let's see what car this is. It's a green Mini Cooper that he's playing for. And of course, WPSU ran theirs. Hawaii didn't run theirs because of the effects of Tropical Storm Calvin. Tampa didn't go either, and then of course you saw earlier Mobile and Fort Worth, and then the finale. So that's where we are right now on the compilation. We're pretty much caught up. Alright, so now we'll turn our focus back to the game. So they're playing Switcheroo. Oh yes. The music is going to catch my attention so much here. So now they're talking about the prizes. Don, why did you turn off Chanhassen? That's alright. I mean, it's just 2 right now, so... Okay, so here we go. So right now she's going to get 30 seconds to put them all So she's got 30 seconds to put the first numbers of those prizes in the correct spots. Gotta let it run out. Looks like she's gonna let it run out. Okay. Alright, so now that we're locked in, let's see how many. Okay, so none of those numbers are correct, so now she's gonna make some changes with the 30 seconds that she now has. She's got to remember what numbers were in the wrong spots, and then she's got to put them in the right places. Down to 5 seconds. Let's see. Okay. All right. Here we go. We're gonna see how many numbers are right. Still none. Wow. Let's see. The car. There are all the prices. And there they all are. That is unfortunate. Didn't win anything on Switcheroo. We're only here for the second half of the show, but the Let's Make a Deal is actually going to be coming on after this. So Wednesdays, we actually have quite a few combinations of shows. We either get Price is Right and Let's Make a Deal both on the same night. We get a whole 2 hours of Price is Right, or 2 whole hours of Let's Make a Deal, or just 1 hour of Price is Right, or just 1 hour of Let's Make a Deal. Or sometimes the two could flip-flop. But we'll never know what will happen on a Wednesday night. You may never know. I'm excited for what's coming on tomorrow night on ABC. Because we got a lot of stuff. Let me tell you, a whole lot of stuff. The Generation Gap, The Chase, Press Your Luck. Looking forward to all of those. Hundreds of thousands, maybe even $1 million. Press your luck at the end. We also going to start with Generation Gap, and then it's going to get more and more. Then there's going to be even more big bucks near the end. So, and then Friday. Oh boy! All right. So the last time is this telescope. And I know I missed half of the show, but the way the cable boxes are here, they're a lot different than they are back at home. So these don't have the ability to record. So it's to just pick a show and then, or just like flip flop to see both at once. But at least back on my main cable box back at home, I think it appears that only the main box on the X1 system does all the alerts, does all the EAS messages. 'Cause the other... in Germany and Singapore, second, he'll head back to Los Angeles and then fly from there to Berlin. So 6 night stays at these. Wow. Some great vacations. Well, I never knew State College would get in on the action. I think it's like State College is really excited for me coming, but for next week. But, going to try and subtract the price of the trip to Singapore with 30. Trip to Singapore is 14,242, and when I subtract 1397, that should be the correct calculation, and it is. So you get 1347 in cash plus the 2 trips. And the Showcase Showdown is up next. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and actually move back here. Now, really, backyard baseball is the only thing we're going to do tomorrow, and because I'll actually be back at like 2 o'clock or so, I'll probably get through Inside Edition, and then I'll film a whole hour resetting that HP. So probably the next Nostalgia episode I'll film is resetting the HP and getting it ready for the stream. I'll do that first, and then after the trip, I'll work on the drivers for the Latitude after the trip. So I'll probably work on that afterwards.
I'm saying yes, he will. 4-run lead, you would think Verlander would throw him a strike. And it's a little low, and I'll tell you, it was over the plate. And if it were low, half an inch by the most. So ball 4, it was surprising to be honest.
Oh, and there are also a few other things that I forgot to mention too. At 5:30, at like 5:35 or so, Sacramento actually tested again. I did not expect it personally. Okay, we are up to date. Here, let me go ahead and take this out. Put this in. And let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was having so much fun with that. What else was I having? Sony Pictures History Mark III. I was having so much fun with that as well. So now, and we're starting to see more of the watch get canceled now. The Mets are up 5-1 in the seventh. Oh, that's right. That's right spelling. There we go. Alright, so in the showcase, there's a trip to, well, there's a trip to London in one of the showcases, and then the other showcase, well, one of the showcases has a VR package and a Tesla, and the other showcase has a fitness tracker, a fitness treadmill, an encyclopedia set, a trip to London, and a boat. The Tesla showcase, the bid there right now is $677,000. The other one has a $65,000 bid. Buddy games. I wonder what that's about. We'll have to see what that's about. Because I would love to add that to the collection. Yeah, and I'm doing Tom and Ben versus The Price is Right. Difference of $1,536. She's the winner. Almost $83,000 for the prizes. Fremantle. We're going to have another Fremantle production very shortly. Oh yeah, let's not forget about the $50,000 that's going to come up at random during the show. Paramount Plus. And Wednesday, August 2nd, here comes Big Brother. Big Brother. Premiering August 2nd on CBS. Hey, got the CBS jingle. That's a sneak peek of what could be on the show tonight. Yeah, Wayne Brady. It's gonna be a huge. Let's see how Tom and that news does against Let's Make a Deal. Well, now Northeast Illinois is talking about doing some DXing because I know he's getting something good right now. We'll do that when Let's Make a Deal goes on his first break. It's a laptop. Wow, she missed out on a race trip. A NASCAR trip she just missed out on. Watch a Zonk come up. Let's see what was in that curtain. Oh, it was a home theater. Number 3 is a mystery. Gonna stick with the first curtain, which is worth at least $1,000. And And number 3 was the Zonk. Oh, monkey business. She made a great choice. She's going to Croatia. Oh, it's got another trip. It's a 2-trip in 1. Well, let's see what we can DX. Let's see what I can get from here. I'm hearing KC60. Of course, Lockport. This is Racine, Wisconsin. That's Racine, Wisconsin I'm getting. What if I could get Hesperia again? No. This is Kankakee. And then approach KW39. Even in its normal position, I could still get Racine from here. Could have gotten the Milwaukee Weekly on that, but oh well. It probably wouldn't have been possible. It's the challenge. Yeah, I just wanted to see what I can get. Let's go ahead and head back in here. I'll go back on the rest later.
And the relay to first in time. 5-6-3 double play sponsored by Tito's Handmade.
That Tito handmade vodka.
We go to the ninth. That's 5. White Sox 1 on the Hard Rock Casino.
The Mets are up 5-1 against the White Sox. With Toyota hybrids. Alright. The Mets are winning right now, 5-1. let's go back to Let's Make a Deal, because it is back on. So let's see how it goes.
You gonna shower tomorrow?
Berger
Wow,
coming up.
that was incredible.
With a walk.
That was an incredible game.
Three-game stretch, averaging 8 runs per game. They have run into a wall tonight. The name of Justin Verlander inside on a sweeper.
And Verlander picks up his 4th win if they hold on to things the way they are. Gets 5 losses, but the ERA is going to be in the mid-3s.
For 11 miles southwest of
Swing and a miss. And Verlander right now 347 for this outing.
Well,
Kind of the same boat as the Sox.
that was a very incredible bonus round. You know, that was a very incredible game, let me tell you. Because what was up for grabs was a almost $350,000 Lamborghini. That was a $350,000 Lamborghini that was on the line on just that one game. That was incredible. Rolled the one twice, and of course the game was over. So that was unbelievable. The Mets win it 5-1. So the Mets win it 5-1. So yeah, the Mets win it 5-1. They win the series. Tomorrow they're gonna go for the sweep. Can they do it? We'll find out. Well, not here tomorrow, but we'll talk sometime tomorrow. We'll do so. And anyway, that's it. Thanks for joining us tonight. So we hope you have a great rest of your night, and we will see you tomorrow back at home. Till then, good night.